Hi, my name's Jen. Welcome to my channel, All in My Plants. Today I am potting and repotting. I'll point you down when we get started, but I have like a variety of plants here. It's kind of just plant chores kind of day, so that's what I'm doing. And I'm not gonna dilly-dally too long. I'm gonna do that because that's what I do. Plant things all day, every day. Okay, so I guess you can kind of see what's going on here. I got in one of my recent plant haul videos or plant things, I got these pots. I'm gonna put, I have some Maranta Lucanura, I think it's called, green Maranta, and I'm gonna put that in this pot. I have, this one was a cutting that I traded with someone for, and it rooted and it's growing fairly well, but I wanted a bigger pot of it, so I picked one of these up at Lowe's to kind of fill in with. So that's going in here, and I'm gonna start there. Let me move the other stuff out of the way. Okay, this is the bin. It usually sits right where this camera is, and I usually put the tripod in the bin just to get it up higher because I have a short tripod. But anyway, so this is the bin. It's actually a raised bed planter from Lowe's, but it doesn't have any drainage like in the bottom of it. So I use it for watering plants in here. Because it drains right through into like this negative space beneath the tray. And then also I use it for repotting because I can get dirt in here all I want to. I just take it outside, rinse it out with the hose, plop it back on here, it's good to go. So anyway, I'm going to, where's my soil? I'm going to check out this soil that these are already potted in. That's going to be right in the way, huh? And if it doesn't look terrible, I'm just going to leave the soil. Like if it's not broke, don't fix it. And then I'll just fill in with the soil that I mixed. So we'll see how that looks. I'm going to kind of pull it out over here onto the side though. Oh, it's got decent enough roots. I'm just going to knock some of the stuff off the top or halfway down the plant. Alright, so that one looks okay. Like, can you see the roots there? So that one's doing pretty good. They look good. And then this one, this poor thing has been through something since I got it. You can see it has like crispy bits and it's like got leggy bits. It's just, it's been knocked over 8,000 times. So once again, I'm just going to take this soil, dump it, and look at the roots. Oh, that's a little piece there too. Oh, it's in there better than I thought it was going to be. Well, it also has fairly decent little roots. Yes. Maybe you can see them. I don't know, but yeah, so I'm not going to be disruptive. No more than this already is anyway. I didn't add this soil here. It's all the same stuff I normally use. I just didn't mix as much bark, as much perlite, as much leca as I normally would to my potting mix because these, like, I find Maranta, Calathea, what is it, Geopersia, are thirstier. They generally don't want to dry quite as fast as, say, my philodendron or monstera. So, in an attempt not to dehydrate them thoroughly, I haven't made it quite as chunky as I normally would. And there is systemic in this because Calathea. No, because Maranta, right? I have the tag for the one from Lowe's here. Maybe I could look at that. Green prayer plant. Maranta Lucanura. I'm from Brazil. So, yeah. Alright, let's see. I got some soil in there. We're going to see how that does it. I also have some Hoya. Look at that, not a root on it. Some Hoya that I'm going to repot. And I will add some more probably perlite, maybe bark, I'm not sure, to this soil before I do that, just to make it a little bit better draining. So this actually didn't have any roots, which is surprising to me because it's survived this long. Looks like there's a couple failed flowers or something on here too. So I'm just going to cut the part that failed to root off, and I'll pick that up later. And I am just going to tuck it right in here. I rooted these this way. I didn't root them in water or anything when she brought them to me. I just kind of tucked them right in soil. And they did okay, except for that one. But yeah, that needs to come up a bit more. I like Maranta, but I really don't do great at not killing them. Try to turn it around so you can kind of see what I'm doing. I know I'm so far away. This is a weirdly shaped room, so it's really hard to set up a camera in here, but kind of most of my house is like that. It's weirdly set up. It's an old house from, I think, the record said something like between 1860 and 1880. There was a dwelling, and this is that dwelling. So I'm not sure how old it is, I just know it's old. And I believe all the way around was a porch. This room, the room that is now my bedroom, and then the rest of the front of the house. I believe it was all like a porch originally. This was a 4-room structure that they apparently added onto. But I love it. And like my poor husband, we've been working on it for 5 or 6 years. Oh gosh, maybe more. I think we bought it in 2015. Am I crazy? I might be crazy. So maybe 6 or 7 years we've been working on it. And I think we have it'll be 2 rooms once I start knocking walls out. 2 rooms left that just need all of the things. And then the upstairs bathroom, it's usable. There's nothing wrong with it. It's just hideous. So I would really like to redo that, you know, once we catch up on some other things that we must do. Wow, that's really jammed up. We'll just poke him in here. Alright, and I will water all of these after I'm done with all of them, but I think that looks okay. We'll jiggle that soil down in there. What do you think? Looks okay, right? That's good. It'll fill in. I'll take some more cuttings and fill it in if it doesn't. I think it's going to be fine. I think it's cute. Okay, who's next? Where can I put you? You sit here for a minute. Okay, since I'm using these planters, I have another one of these. These were the Target planters. They were 2 for $10 or something like that. Room Essentials 2-pack white wall planters. So in this one, I'm going to put this little dude here, which is a purple passion vine. I thought I had a tag. It's probably on the pot, huh? Let's see. Ooh, it's dry. Yeah, it needs a drink. Gynura purple passion vine. So this one here, I'm repotting this one because this soil dries out like nobody's business and it shrinks right up. I just don't want to water every single day. Like every other day would be better. Trying to get it out of there. So that's why this guy's getting repotted. That, and I just think, whoo, no wonder it dries up so fast. It's so much roots going on there. I am not going to disrupt them. I'm going to plop it in here just like that. What was I saying? Gosh, y'all, it's hard. Don't get older. I am not old, but my brain thinks so sometimes. Alright, so I'm going to tuck that in, I think facing that way. I don't want it to be like, maybe more like that. Yeah? Alright. I love this plant. Hopefully I don't kill this one. I mean, if I do, I guess it is what it is, but I don't wanna. I just got it all dirty. Got it all dirty. It's okay, I'll give it a rinse when I'm watering it. You ever tempted to like take canned air to your plants when they get dirty rather than actually wet the leaves of some of them? Because some of them just like aren't amused with that sort of behavior. Is it just me? Sorry, I like space out when I'm potting. Does everybody else do that too, or is that just a me thing? It's hard for me to stay on track or like follow a particular train of thought. All right. Some in the front. Such a pretty plant though. I didn't, if you saw me buy the fertilizer, Stay Green fertilizer, I didn't actually end up mixing that in because it's like, add to the top 2 to 3 inches of soil. That's the whole planter for like a lot of the plants that I had intended to use it for. And I don't know if that's because if it's down in the pot, it will like burn the roots if it's around the roots. So let me know if you know anything about that. I really don't. I will just continue using what I have used, I guess. Alright. I think that looks cute, other than the fact that I got it all dirty. I'm just trying to tap out some air pockets. And I will also do that when I'm watering it the first time, just to kind of knock out any air bubbles or air pockets. So that looks good, right? That's cute. Okay. So that's 2 down. We are rolling right through these. Alright, who's next? Cissus Amazonica. I had the disc color as well, but I'm looking at it and it's pretty dead looking. So this is the Amazonica. And it's doing pretty good. I find it to be a thirsty plant. Doesn't seem to care at all about the humidity. At all. And I've heard a lot of people say that humidity is so important for both this and the disc color, but maybe for the disc color. I think I just let it dry too much, if I had to guess. But this one here, I managed to keep it moist because it doesn't hang and it sits down a lot. So of course I'm going to put it in a pot that hangs. And go ahead and forget about it. Not really, that's not the goal, but the goal is I have 2 pots of it and I want them in one little pot. And I don't know if they'll both fit in here, but we're gonna find out. Okay, let's plop them out. See what the roots look like. This was actually several cuttings, I think. You know what, maybe it wasn't. I got it on Etsy, and I think actually when she had sent it, all the leaves but 3 had fallen off of the cutting. Ooh. So, those are really fine roots. This might be a terrible mistake. I took what was left of it basically, and tried to root it in soil. And to my surprise, it worked because there wasn't anything. It looked dead. Everything looked dead. I lost those original leaves before there was any new growth. But here we are. I have a small plant. Alright, so that's okay. I expected more root than that, but it's basically one long root. I didn't even show you, did I? That's rude. I'm sorry. So here it is. I mean, you can see there's some finer ones on there, but I don't know why I was just expecting there to be more of a root mass. Alright, so and this is the other one. It's not doing as well. The mix I have them in is pretty chunky, or it started out chunky. But I wanted to get a little bit more moisture and get them together. So, ooh. These stupid wicks in these pots, like the roots grow into them, and then when you try to get them out, it's very tricky because of the wick. They grow into the wick. But yeah, so here's that one, or what I didn't destroy of it. Not really gonna muck about with them too much. That's good enough for me. They'll both fit. Oh, I've already got a pot in there. Alright, so cover that bottom. Who am I gonna do first? This one. Yeah. And then you. Sorry, my phone is like busy. that one this way. Yeah, that's going to be a hot mess, right? This plant is also kind of pesty, but it doesn't really take too much of a hit considering that I think it's spider mites. I can't really tell because I can't see. I just treat it for whatever, everything, anything, if I notice anything on it. And for a long time, this plant was kind of declining. As I said, it lost the leaves I propagated it with. And I thought it was overwatering it, actually. But I finally got around to like really looking at it, and I was like, oh, look at all the little sugar crystals on the back, which is a thing with this plant. I will try to get close enough to show you if it'll focus. But one day I noticed that the sugar crystals were crawling. So, and I'm not sure, spider mites, thrips, whatever, something was like really making a nice little snack out of this plant. So I finally treated it, and it's done much better. If you can imagine that, now that nothing's been snacking on it, it's done much better. I'm also hoping that by putting a more moisture retentive substrate in here, soil or potting mix, whatever you'd like to call it, that will also make it happier. So I think that's it. Cool. Let's hope I haven't just made it so angry that it tanks. But yeah, now we're going to do the Hoyas. Let's hang this dude back up. What did I do with the hanger? Okay. Hoya. Alright. Well, I have made a mess, haven't I? All these pots everywhere. Is that my scoop? That's my scoop. No, it's not. I guess it is. But now I have a new one. Alright. This is the Hoya, it says Pusilla or Pusilla. I prefer Nebuinensis. I've heard that's another name for the same Hoya. It's a very pretty Hoya, and it doesn't appear to be growing out the bottom. But I can see soil loss from the bottom, and it's not just from me doing that. That, and it also seems to dry rather quick. So I want to repot it in something slightly more moisture retentive, maybe. See what's going on down here. Oh, it has some decent enough roots. Look how dry that is, though. That's dust. Dust. But yeah, we have some roots. Maybe you can see them. Okay. I don't know if I'm going to add anything to that or not, because I'm not going to muck about with these roots too much either. And it doesn't look that, maybe it's just water retardant at this point. It doesn't look like that chunky of a mix to be drying out as fast as it has been. I'm going to leave this pretty much as it is and not add any bark to this particular Hoya. I might regret that. Look how dry. Golly day. Okay. So, we'll put some soil. Gosh. Some soil in the bottom. A little bit more. Yeah. Some soil on the bottom, and just kind of get him where I want him or her. It. I don't know why people do that. I do it too, though. Oh, put him right here. Look at her, isn't she cute? It's a hard habit to break, too. Once you're into it. I mean, is it a southern thing? Do people do that, like, in the northwest? East? I am in the east-ish. I'm in the east of the west. Is that a thing? Okay. Anyway, we're getting her all tucked in. Hopefully this pot will hold it for a little while before I have to repot it again. Hopefully moisture retention is slightly better in this little guy. I bet I have to repot again by fall. Probably not, huh? But I can have high hopes, right? Set Set goals. Plant goals. We're running low on soil, it seems like. Alright, so there's that guy with his dirty little pot. Okay, and then this is the Hoya Camingiana. Bush Hoya Camingiana, right? And the roots are all coming out the bottom all over the place. So that's why I wanted to repot this one. I don't know what they look like in the actual pot, but I know they're sticking out the bottom. Plus there's like, what is it, rice hulls on the surface there. I've gotten a few other Hoyas from this place that look like that. And there's little hitchhikers, little weeds growing in there. I don't know what kind. But we're going to get rid of those guys. Oh my. I think this is another one that's just, I keep these in the cabinet that's behind me back there. And it just dries. Everything dries so fast in there. Because excellent air circulation, even when the humidity, even when I'm keeping it pretty high. Ooh, that's in there, buddy. Even when I'm keeping it pretty high, stuff seems to dry really quickly. Come on, me. Might have to sacrifice these roots to get them out of the pot. Wow, okay. That actually has a fair amount of roots. More than I was expecting. And once again, it's not that it's a very chunky soil. I mean, there's a fair amount of perlite mixed in here, and I don't know what was up with all those, like rice hulls. Just looking at the bottom, at the roots. What color are you going in? Pink. Let's put that in the pink. Does it say pink? Yes, pink. Put that in the pink pot, where there's always a pot in my way. Alright. I might have enough to do this one. Poke all these roots back down in there. I hope I haven't made this angry. I put off repotting Hoyas until like the bitter end. I don't know what is wrong with me. I'm afraid of them. Maybe. Or maybe I just don't have a lot of patience for messing with tiny, tiny roots or tiny, tiny plants. They're usually miserable by the time I need to repot them. It's not just Hoya. It's all my plants. It seems like there's just so many to repot all the time. I could repot plants every day and still have more to repot. Maybe not, but that's how I feel. Sometimes I do repot every day. I mean, not all day, but every day I find myself having to repot something because, you know, it's root bound or it's drying too fast or I'm afraid there's a pest in it. You know, it's always something. So that's fun. This seems like it's sticking up out of the pot further than it was. Oh, I could hear it. I broke a root somewhere. I heard it snap. Alright, I'm not going to overfill this because I don't want water to spill out of the pot every time I do water it. Or, well, the water's fine. I don't want the soil spilling out of the top of the pot every time I water it. So there's that guy. Or gal. I think it looks nice. It's the Lanceolata Bella, Hoya Lanceolata Bella, which is actually actively growing. I hate to disrupt it, but I'm gonna. We have hitchhikers and everything else kind of going on in this pot. There is the tiniest bit of root showing at the bottom. It's drying like nobody's business, so oh, look at that. Okay. So it's not ate up with some roots, but there's some roots. I'm just going to knock the weeds off the top, and hopefully I have enough to do this plant. I think I do. But yeah, I'm just going to knock these weeds and loose soil off the top, and then we're going to plunk her back in the new pot. gosh, come on, let go. It's so dry. I swear I water the stuff in the cabinet probably every 2 to 3 days. I think the longest anything goes in there is the alocasia. Yeah, the alocasia probably go about 5 or 6 days between waterings, but everything else gets watered like so much. Alright. But that's gonna do it for this guy. I'm not gonna be terribly, terribly disruptive beyond getting rid of the weeds. Hopefully this will help it to retain some moisture around the root ball. Oh, what am I doing? Not thinking. Okay. Yeah. This thing's so cute. I can't believe I never wanted one before I got one. I don't know, it wasn't a plant that I disliked or anything. It was just not one that I thought I would love. Kinda do love it. Kinda do. Just a smidge widgeon. I love every plant. Who am I kidding? Like one of my favorite plants, honestly. I don't even have one. I was gonna say. I used to. Until very recently. But one of my favorite plants is actually the golden pothos. Yeah, golden pothos. I had one in a hanging basket that was like, I don't know, 12, 15 feet long. It was long. It hung from the roof of my greenhouse. And then I had another one in there that was growing up a pole with leaves larger than my head. But the door blew off my greenhouse not too long ago. We had like a windstorm come through here, and it was very cold, and it also blew 2 panels out, so it was rough going. But yeah, anything else that was alive in there pretty much, I think, is not. Snake plants, or well, I guess they're Dracaena now, a few pothos. I can't remember what all I had in there, but it was a bummer either way for me. A lot of people be like, oh, they were just, you know, common plants. They were common plants that I've had for a long time. They were common plants that I loved. They weren't common to me, you know, that kind of thing. But yeah. So it's on my to-do list to get another one, and I'd rather start with a larger one than a smaller one. I mean, a lot of the plants, you can't see them now, but the plants that hang here, you can see them in some of my other videos, were started as 3-inch pots, 4-inch pots. Most are now in, I think the smaller ones are 6-inch, but I think there are some that are in 10 or 12-inch pots. They're in pretty big pots up there. And I don't think I bought many that were that big. It's just, you know, time. Time has done it. So anyway, this is our Hoya Bella, all potted up. Hopefully retaining some moisture now. Hopefully I don't drown them. No, they're gonna be fine. So that was it for this particular video. Thank you for watching. Wish my Hoyas, my repotted Hoyas, luck, and maybe me too. I appreciate you watching. Come back and check me out again soon. Thanks. Bye.